Good evening everyone, and we've just today gone into we put the clocks back, so we've gone into that dark, rather miserable time of the year. Just get a bit closer in case anyone wants to moan about the sound or anything. I'll do my best. And I thought, well, as the clocks have just gone back and it's all rather dark and miserable now, it's only I think about 6:30 and it's been dark for ages. What better thing to do than have a good rant, really? I hadn't planned on doing this, but this came about because this thing about it's a bit pathetic, I suppose, really, but this thing about tickling the carburettors when you want to start the engines of the old British bikes. Now, we all know how I've done it and how I've done it for a long time and everything, and it works for me, and I'm going to carry on doing it. But I had one person recently who was like a dog with a bone about it. He kept going on and on and on, and clearly just wanted to have the last word at any cost, I think, in spite of the way I do it for myself, working for myself. So I haven't done this very often, but I decided after a few replies and argumentative remarks back and forth, I just said, you know what, getting a little bit tired of this. What's it all for? So I took the rare step of blocking him. I don't like doing that, and I'm quite happy to have a sort of reasonable and hopefully fairly intelligent debate or discussion. That's fine, but when someone just wants to pick and come back and have the last word. Now, I don't know, maybe perhaps he's got a bossy wife who likes the last word and he never gets it or whatever, and he decided to let off a bit of steam with me. Well, I'm not here for that. I'm not interested in that. And the thought occurred to me that regardless of whether you want to press the tickler button like that or do that or whatever, that's up to you, that's up to me, right? I'm not going to try and tell anyone else what to do or how to do it. But I've thought about it, and you get a lot of these comments on things like YouTube or Facebook or whatever, where you got someone doing something, and then someone will come along and say, you're talking shit, you don't do it like that, you know. And I've seen it on things where I haven't even commented, not my stuff, but I'm quite interested in old tractors, for instance, and earth movers and things like that, and I look at videos about those sort of things, and the comments you get off some people, oh, you're starting that up wrong, oh, you're going to wreck that engine, oh, you don't want to smash it into gear like that. Right, well, some of the comments might be valid and there might be fair point, but it's the tone and the attitude, and it got me thinking, would anybody, well, there probably are some crackpots who would actually, but would anybody actually sort of come up to me if they saw me about to start a bike, not necessarily in my workshop, perhaps I might be out town or at a bike show or something like that, and I don't think anybody has ever come up to me and said, excuse me, I think you're tickling that wrong, I think you're kicking that wrong, I think you're doing this wrong, that wrong. No. Do you know why? Because you're more than likely going to find yourself on your back looking up at the stars if you go around talking to people like that in real life. But then people get really sort of brave, don't they, on the likes of YouTube and Facebook and things like that, because it's real, but it's not real. And I just wonder what those people would be like in a real life situation, faced with a real person doing something and they think they're doing it wrong. Now, I know what I do. I just shut up and move along, mind my own business, and I think it'd be a good idea if a few among us perhaps did likewise, and even online, because it's all pointless. Because you can argue with me, you can have a snipe at me, you can take a pop at me. When I've had enough, I just go block. All your comments that you spent all that time making and all the arguing you did with me, and it's just gone. And so are you. Because you know what? You're nothing. Go out in the real world and approach somebody who you think is doing something wrong, whether it be tickling the carburettor or kicking the engine over or anything, and just see how long you last going around telling people in real life, vocally, what you do online, hiding behind your computer or your phone or whatever it might be. And as the long dark nights are coming, I suppose we'll probably get more of it, won't we, as people get cabin fever or whatever. But I think that brings me pretty much to the end of my rant. But there's only a very small minority. I get loads and loads of helpful comments, I get questions, I get why do you do it like this, out of people who are genuinely interested or curious. That's fine. And if someone says, oh well, I do it this way, which is totally different to mine and it works, that's fine too. But as for the ones who just want to bicker and say, grow some, get out in the real world and try it and see how long you last. Good night.